What's up, everybody? AdamOS here. We're kicking off the NRE podcast again here in 2020. I obviously don't have a co-host this time because, God forbid anyone co-host or do anything anymore because of this COVID bullshit. But that's what makes me such an awesome person, because I am here to entertain you guys once again. So we got our traditional titty punch for today's drink of choice. Anyone familiar with my channel is definitely familiar with titty punch. Now that's the stuff. Sponsor me. Alright. So, we're going to do a little bit of a different format this time. The NRE podcast is going to start with our Quickies. You guys remember my old videos, Quickies. We're going to do the podcast version here. Have a few topics. Then I'm going to give you a Netflix recommendation, or whatever the word is for stay away from. But I'll give you a Netflix show and tell you about if I like or dislike it. And then I'm going to bring up a question from the Discord. If you guys want to be part of that, you'll also have to click the link below to find that Discord. And every time I do a podcast, I'll ask people for their questions, and whatever I like the best, I'll answer. And I'll shout you out. So make sure you join that Discord and do all that. So, our first order of business. Boom. Yeah, Charlie put it in the chat. That's the other thing. These will be done live. That's right, live. I will try to look down and chat as much as possible, and we can interact and have like a discussion about this. And if you guys like this format, I'll keep it going. More kind of like a radio where you call in, you talk to the DJ, that kind of deal, okay? So yes, if you look in the Discord, our buddy Charlie down there put it in there. Click the link, join it. We do a lot of cool shit there. So, here we go. Quickies. So, the first quickie that comes to mind is there's a Boston news anchor. Her name was Elena Pinto. She was in a movie called Hubby Halloween. It's Adam Sandler's new Netflix Netflix movie, which I personally love. All the shit that he puts out on Netflix. They're not solid gold comedy here, but they're always very entertaining. They got good plots and everything. Like, they had one with David Spade called like The Wrong Missy or something. It was awesome. Well, anyways, this news anchor, Elena Pinto, she dressed up as Harley Quinn. Yeah, just Harley Quinn in the movie, blah, blah, blah. Well, somehow this broke her contract in the real life to her, whatever news she did the anchor for, and they fired her for it. This whole cancel culture bullshit is getting ridiculous. Like, there was some guy, I forget his name, but like, he got fired from his job he did for like 30 years. He was like the guy who commentated a college girls volleyball team. Yeah, college volleyball. So these girls are over 18, and he made because they like redid something, and he said, "Oh, all we need is a pole now," meaning like a stripper pole. And he got fired for that. It's like, Jesus Christ, come on. So yeah, Elena Pinto, my heart goes to you. This bullshit cancel culture needs to shut the fuck up and stop bothering people who are just having a good time and making jokes. She didn't do anything wrong, but I mean, it's like, it's so easy to get canceled anymore for everything. Shit, I'll probably even get canceled for saying half the shit I do on just this podcast. But you know what? Go fuck yourselves. That's all I gotta say. Quit being pansies. Quit firing people that do good work. Dude, it's like, come on, man. They're out there entertaining us, but moving on. Boom, boom, boom. Sega Dreamcast Mini. That's right. So, there was an interview or something with the Sega creative producer Yosuke Okunari. I think that's how you pronounce it. He just said that they're coming out with the Sega Dreamcast Mini. Now, the Dreamcast didn't have many games, and really not too many good ones, but it did have some bangers. But unfortunately, according to him, his quote, "We won't be able to release it at this time, next year, or 2 years after the Mega Drive Mini. We can't make it that quickly." So, I don't know when this is going to come out. They haven't announced any games for it. But I would love to have a discussion with you on what games you think will come out on it. And of course, I will definitely be covering this when it does. And we will probably go through a huge, like, yay, nay on the list, So, be prepared for that story whenever I see it come out. But yeah, Sega Dreamcast Mini, what do you think? What games? Throw it in the comment section. We'll have a discussion about it. Okay, so, the other big one that's pissing me off. This one really pissed me off. Oh, you think you should include Seaman? Oh God, they gotta have Seaman, right? But anyways, the Twitch Digital Millennium Copyright Act, the DMCA, is now deleting streamers' videos with copyright music in it. Now, they've always been doing this. You know, they try to like take all that shit out, but now they're really cracking down on it. A ton of Twitch streamers got emails saying, dude, we're taking your shit down because you have this song in it. And before, like I said, once in a while you'd get hit with something. It wasn't a big deal, but now thousands of emails have been sent out. It's all over Twitter. It's all over Twitch. It's buzzing like crazy, man. I got my shit took down because of this. Now, I actually got in an argument with someone who was upset about this because they're taking it off of Twitch, not YouTube, Twitch. Now, for those who don't know, when you have a Twitch stream like this one here, Twitch saves a copy of the stream for you on there, but it only lasts a certain amount. You know, it's not supposed to be there. So I had the argument saying, if you care about your shit, you should have a backup hard drive with your MP4s or whatever, AVIs, whatever, on it. You shouldn't rely on Twitch to be your DVR. But these people are pissed. Oh, well, it took down my shit. Well, then find a YouTube channel, you know? Or what is it, Vimeo or whatever it is? It's not that hard. Yeah, like Charlie said in the chat, it only lasts 14 days for a regular video. So what are you so fucking butthurt about? Like, it was only going to last 2 weeks anyway. I don't know. This is a huge deal on Twitch. On Twitter, everyone's bitching, but of course everyone bitches about everything. Or give me an excuse to be a dick and talk about dumb shit that really doesn't matter. Yeah, see, Vimeo, Dailymotion, YouTube, OK.ru. Like, see, there's so many different platforms that you can post your shit on. Pick one and fucking post it and shut the fuck up. Dude, like, seriously, there's better things you can sit here and bitch about all day than, oh, my thing got shut down before it should have. Okay, so last off, you know what? I'm gonna post this picture on the actual stream because this is a funny one, and I want to read the tweet for you all and show you the tweet. So, oh, that's right, I'm in the wrong folder. Yeah, see, I'm prepared. First podcast, right? Alright, so, Wendys and Dunkin' Donuts. Check this shit out, right? Alright, so Wendys and Dunkin' Donuts. We have a tweet here. So it started off with Dunkin' Donuts saying, here's some advice about spice. It's always better on a donut, like the spicy ghost pepper donut. Dunkin' spicy thing. But look, they copied the tweet in front of Wendys. I mean, what? So then Wendys replies, stick to pushing the food that's so good, you took it out of your name. Oh, my grandma has more heat in her roasts. Oh, shit. Because if you see Dunkin', just call themselves Dunkin'. They took out the donuts. I wonder why. You know what? I can tell you why. Because your donuts are average at best. Mediocre donuts is what I call them. But yeah, look at this. Wendys firing back, dude. You know what? If you don't follow things on Twitter, you're missing out, dude. The back and forth on these companies, man. You know what? It used to be like these companies would hire like some random like college kid, and they would make no money. It'd just be some kind of like dude who just got out of college, and you know they're like, oh well, we'll give you an internship for free, just like, you know, post our specials and shit. But now they got like these hardcore dudes going at each other, you know, like these are some like Twitter badasses, you know. Like, I wonder what the criteria is for being like the Wendys social media guy, you know. Like, I wonder if they're like old SNL writers or something. Because, man, they are just going head to head. And it's fucking hilarious. If you guys know of any more funny, like, back and forths like that, by all means, please send them to me. I love this shit. I'm not a Twitter guy. But you know what? Follow my Twitter. Because then you'll know when the podcasts are going to be live. You know when I'm going to stream live. And every other information I can give you guys. I don't blow it up. I don't do all that fun stuff, but I love to follow these people because of this. Oh, dude, I wonder what Wendys versus Dunkin' Donuts, dude. You know? Oh, God, especially Wendys. Wendys has got whoever works for the Wendys Twitter account, dude. Ah, spicy meatballs. Yes, I love it. Okay, so there's Quickies. I hope you guys like the Quickies. I know they weren't like too quick, but do I do anything quick? No. Alright, so the first thing I want to bring up, and I'm going to then try to put up pictures for you guys as I do this, so just bear with me. I should have them pretty much quicker for the big boy stuff. So, check this out. The WiiBoy Color. The WiiBoy Color. Isn't this something fucking cool, right? WiiBoy Color. Now, this was invented by a user. His name is Ginger of Mods. It's one word spelled just like it sounds. Ginger of Mods. He put together this thing. It's really cool. It's all made. He all made this himself with 3D printers. It plays both Wii and GameCube games. And you're like, okay, well, that doesn't look like you can put a disc in, because you can't. But he has a USB setup on the top of it that loads into any PC, and you just download them in there. And here's the thing: it's not emulation. If you notice the picture right here on this one, right? Yeah. Those are the actual internal things of a Wii U system. He cut them and added a few components here and there, and put it inside of this 3D model box that kind of looks like the regular Game Boy. It's got the triggers on the back. It's got something else on the back too, the buttons on the Wii controllers. It's got, okay, so like the switches are the Switch joystick, actually Nintendo Switch joysticks. The buttons are from a DS, and then the rest of it's kind of like a morphed GameCube controller. But it has everything you need to play, including the motion sensors. It has a 2 to 3 hour battery life. It has a USB-C port and a headphones jack, so you can load games in and out. You can charge it, and you can update it. He said as he gets better at this, he's going to update it, and you can then use your USB to update it. Yeah, it is awesome. It has a 3.5-inch display, and it's at 480p, which you're like, 480p, but, you know, the 3.5-inch, that's not a big screen. You don't need, after like 480, you don't see it, you know, because there's not enough pixels on the screen. So I think that's a real decent, but it runs all these games just as good because it has the exact same hardware. The exact same hardware. And that is fucking awesome. This looks really neat. Now, obviously, he's not a big mass producer of any sort. It's just a dude in his house, you know. But he said, anyone who wants to commission him for one of these, just contact him. So I'll have that information in the Discord. Ginger of Mods. If you're out there, hook a brother up, dude. I would love one of those. I sit in dialysis 4 hours a day, 3 days a week. I would love a WiiBoy Color. But I think this is one of the coolest things ever. You know, the modding community is taking it a step further with this 3D printing. And I think, like, more stuff like this is going to surface. Now, the question is, though, will he kickstart it? GoFundMe? Will this become a thing? I don't know. Because according to what I read, it's just him. Like, I don't even think they mentioned if he had someone else working on him that anyone helped him. I think he just did this himself. But there will be a link in my Discord to this site for Retro Dodo, where there's a video that it's like a huge, like, 10-minute video of this guy and what he did to create this, like, step by step. Like, I mean step by step. He shows it taking it apart, putting the boards together, wiring it, how it works. He shows gameplay of everything. He even made like a little charging stand that makes it sit up like the Wii U gaming pad. Oh, dude, it is just so cool. You can plug it into your TV and play there. It had something about like an extra ion battery you can use with the USB-C thing. This is badass because there's a lot of really cool like GameCube games, Wii games that you can play. Now, I'm not sure how the motion control works. That might be a little odd because, you know, like think about Wii Bowling where you can't see the screen, you know. But yeah, I mean it's a portable Wii U / GameCube. You have to take a hit somewhere. I would give up Wii Bowling to play, let's just say, Breath of the Wild. How about Hyrule Warriors? You know, Mighty Number 9. If the game's that hard enough. So yeah, like I just think this is a really, really cool thing, and I would love to see like something more. What would you say? Even more classic. Like, what if you had something like this for like N64? You know, like it was an N64 controller built into like a mini Game Boy, and it had like a bigger screen and stuff. Like, I think these are great ideas. Now, I know they have emulation and shit, but like, I want to run original hardware. I mean, that's what makes this so awesome. You know, you're not running emulation. You're not dealing with all those problems and ROMs. No, you're dealing, like, you get to play the real shit. It's just compact. Like, and that is so goddamn cool. So yeah, Ginger of Mods, my boy. That is so cool, man. Keep it up. I want to know. I want to follow this and see what you do with it. And of course, I will keep you guys informed. But yeah, link in the Discord. Okay. So now, I have to be cool and change my picture. But this next story, it's a little sad. I mean, it is. I think it's a little sad. You'll know from the picture what I'm talking about. So here's our boy, Chadwick Boseman. Now, Chadwick Boseman, if you guys don't know, he was an actor here. He didn't do too much, but he passed away recently at the age of 44, man. Like, I'm getting close to that. 44. He died of stage 3 colon cancer. Now, get this. He was battling this for 4 years. So guess what? This dude was kicking ass with the Avengers and as Black Panther while dying of colon cancer. That's nuts, dude. Because, okay, the reason I bring up this story is a lot of people know, and you might not know though, I deal with a lot of medical conditions myself. I just mentioned earlier dialysis. I have renal kidney failure. I also have systemic lupus. Well, lupus nephritis is to be exact. Systemic lupus nephritis. And I deal with avascular necrosis, pericarditis, Sjogren's syndrome, B12 deficiency, what's that one where you're always cold? Anemia. I have a whole list of shit that I deal with constantly. I'm a complete medical basket case. So I know what it's like to live that life. You know, constant pain, constant locking of the joints and stuff. You know, things don't work. I feel like I have a mini heart attack at least once every couple weeks. You know, like, it's rough. It's rough. And to think, this dude, this badass motherfucker, Chadwick Boseman, my dude, was making box office hits. And I'm not talking like it was just acting. Dude was running. He was fucking people up. Dude, I mean, like, this guy, what a legend, right? He was dealing with that. While stage 3 colon cancer. Now, I don't know what colon cancer does to you. Maybe you don't feel shit. I don't know. But I'm still giving the guy major props. Because that's some shit, man. That is some shit. Now, most people don't know him outside of Black Panther, but I've actually seen him a few times. Now, he was in a show called Persons Unknown. Now, I only got to see the first couple episodes, but it's kind of neat. It's a show about how these people get, like, transported to this, like, ghost town or island or something, and they have no idea how or why. I don't want to say anything else, but, like, it's pretty neat premise, and he's in that one. So he played. Now, I grew up with this guy because my mom is a huge James Brown fan. Get on, don't get him. Ah! You know, like, okay, I know I completely butchered that. But there was a show, or not a show, a movie called Get On Up. And he played James Brown. And it was awesome. He did a great job. Like I said, I didn't grow up with James Brown. I don't really know him as a person. But, like, from what I could tell, he did a fantastic job. So that's a cool role if you're looking for more. And then another one, he played another famous black icon, Jackie Robinson. All you baseball fans out there, the movie's called 42, and I didn't get to watch most of it, I hate to admit. I actually came in when it was like halfway done. I watched it for about a half an hour, but, you know, I got to see his role in it, and he nailed it. You might even say he knocked it out of the park. Alright, but yeah, so then, of course, we all know him as Black Panther in the Avengers movies, which obviously he kicked so much ass on. But I wanted to throw a shout out to this guy. My boy, Chadwick Boseman. Legend. Dude. Everyone in the disability community, I mean, we know how it is, bro. You fucking killed it. No pun intended. But, dude, man, that was awesome. So I had to bring that up. Pay your respects if you can. That's my dude. So, we got one more topic here. Now this one is kind of weird. You all know I hate GameStop. I absolutely hate GameStop. I call them the Third Reich of video games. So, okay, so the reason I bring this topic up, mainly because I hate GameStop, but I just think this is insane. I think this is absolutely insane. So, Microsoft and GameStop made a huge deal where, okay, so the official title is a multi-year strategic partnership, right? And this is straight off of this dude. According to the website Ars Technica, right? The private equity firm spoke with GameStop directly, which confirmed the retailer will receive a portion of the downstream revenue from any device that we bring into the Xbox ecosystem. End quote. So now they called it ecosystem. That's a weird one. But what that kind of means is that GameStop will actually get a cut, you know, like from what people spend. They'll get a cut from any digital game download, downloadable content, microtransactions, or any like paid subscription that was made through like any of the digital gaming consoles that they sell, you know. And according to that same press release, GameStop and Microsoft will both benefit from the customer acquisition and lifetime revenue value of each gamer brought into the Xbox ecosystem. There's that word again, ecosystem. Now, I've heard of the word ecosystem, but only on like nature shit and the movie Biodome. So what this kind of means though is there's going to be some kind of, I don't know what you would call it, because it's not like they bought them, but it's not like they're molding together in any way either. They're just kind of like benefiting off of each other for stupid reasons. Like, I don't get why Microsoft wants to do this, and I don't get why. Actually, I do get why GameStop wants to do it, because they're circling the drain as we speak. So they're just reaching out for any kind of hand to grab to get themselves pulled out. So the reason this pisses me off, though, for a few reasons. One, does that mean that, because GameStop is all about exclusive bullshit and pre-orders, does that mean if you're an Xbox guy, you can only go to GameStop to get your shit? Or does that mean like if you're a PlayStation guy, will you be able to get things at GameStop now? Because GameStop used to be unbiased, right? Like, they didn't care what system you had. They had something for everybody. So now are they going to only focus on Microsoft stuff? You know, they're already the Third Reich of technology, or of gaming. I'll just put gaming, Third Reich of gaming. So they've already got this Nazi-like mentality that, like, we're the best, we have everything. I mean, hell, you buy a game for $60, you trade it in for $8, and then they sell it back to you for $56. What the fuck? So now is this going, so which one's going to influence the other? You know, is GameStop going to be like, hey, we have this system that completely rapes our customers out of every dime they have, and we have a reward system that actually doesn't reward you at all, just ends up costing you more money monthly than it would be if you didn't have it? Or is it Microsoft going to be like, hey, we've been in business since day one, we're smart as shit, we're going to stomp out your dumbass Nazi bullshit, and we're going to bring in the Microsoft stuff? You know, it's weird. I don't know where it's going to go, and it kind of scares me. You know, and I don't really buy too many of the new stuff, but like, you got to wonder where the future of gaming is going to be then, you know? A lot of people rely on GameStop, unfortunately, for new games. They rely on them for information about what's coming up, you know? Like, this is a thing. So now you're saying that one game company is going to have essentially a hold on the number one, like I don't even know, maybe it is number two, I don't know, but I think GameStop's like the number one like retailer for this shit. And now you have this huge influence. They talk about the console wars. Well, one of the sides has it, you know. It's ridiculous, you know. And I'm not sure this is a good idea or not. What do you guys think? Throw that in the comments as well. I want to know what you guys think of this. Does it scare you? Does it make you feel like you're going to be screwed over in some way? Are you an Xbox fan and now scared that like GameStop's going to ruin your shit? I mean, we'll see, right? We will see. So yeah, that's a whole different ball game though. That I'm not too familiar with because I don't get into like the business stuff. I just thought that was a really, really cool story. All right. So we've come to the end section of our podcast here. So before I do the last two quick things, I want to do the quick shout outs like I always do. If you go below, I have links to my Discord, my Twitter, and my YouTube, all in which have awesome content. They also have this guy here, or Leia the dude. That's a fun story. Leia always comes and says hi. But yeah, my YouTube is awesome. It's really just a DVR with some edits, and then whatever crazy shit I come up with, like this podcast. So yeah, check that out for sure. Twitter, I just use that to tell everybody when I'm doing stuff and what I'm doing. Like I said, I don't blow you up with dumb shit. It's literally just, hey, I'm streaming, tomorrow night at 8, stuff like that, or I'm doing the podcast, blah, blah, blah. So follow that for that. And then Discord. Discord is awesome. I started a really good retro gaming Discord. If you're into like ROMs and emulation and talking about it, we have a couple guys building Super Mario World hacks. We talk about memes. We throw the whole thing down. And man, if you like retro gaming and nerd stuff and cool dudes and cool chicks, I think we only have one. But yeah, just come with that. Check out that Discord. We have a good time. Be sure to start some conversations though. We always like that, right? Okay, so the things we're going to do in this podcast, there's two. I'm going to have a Netflix recommendation and a Discord question. So here we go. Netflix recommendation is Cursed. Now, those who are familiar with my channel know that I love, absolutely adore King Arthur. Oh, no, it's Leia, as in Princess Leia. So, yeah, Cursed. Cursed is awesome. Now, there are many ways you can tell the story of King Arthur, in Lady of the Lake, but I love this one in particular because this one here kind of focuses around Nimue, and I think it's Excalibur. It should be Excalibur. They haven't given that part away, but Arthur has held it in the show. I'm not going to do spoilers here, but they don't really tell you yet. I think they're going to in season 2, but it really focuses around Nimue. For those who don't know, Nimue is the Lady of the Lake. She was a fae, which is like a kind of like a magician of nature. In this telling of the King Arthur and stuff is more or less about like her and Uther. Because if you don't know, King Uther is King Arthur's dad before he's king. So it's the whole story of like how Uther is trying to destroy all the fae and the magic in Avalon, and the whole story on Cursed is that she gets the sword and starts fucking everything up. You meet Arthur, you meet Guinevere, you meet all the names that you'll hear, but then Merlin's in there. Merlin plays a huge role, and I love who they casted and how they depicted Merlin in this. It is absolutely amazing. Like, okay, the casting is on point. Except, I will say this, the girl who plays Nimue is hot as shit, but she's not that great of an actress, but everybody else is really good. And they're all like slightly different adaptations of the character that you just wouldn't think. Like you'll see Merlin and go, that's Merlin? Yeah, and you'll have that kind of mentality, but then the more you watch it, the more you start to go, you know what? I kind of like this. And the story is great. It is one of the closest to what's considered the real story of King Arthur, but it's just done in such a way that it's not corny, it's not quintessential, it's not like you know exactly what's going to happen, even though you do. I call it the Titanic approach, like you just you know it's going to sink, so you're just waiting for it. Even if you know King Arthur like I do, it still kind of kept you on your feet, like you didn't know quite what was going to happen. The CG is fantastic. Holy shit, does it look real, right? So Cursed. It's Cursed on Netflix. There's only one season out right now, but oh my god, dude, it is by far the best version of the King Arthur that I've ever seen. Like the original Merlin's pretty good, which is on Netflix too, actually. That one's pretty good, but that one's more like cutesy, kind of slapstick, British feel, No, dude, cursed is where it's at. It's not funny at all. It gets to the point. It's action-packed. It's got magic. It's got everything, man. Checks all boxes. 10 out of 10. Cursed. Check it out on Netflix, man. Fucking awesome. And today, so I'm actually going to put up the screenshots of these every time so that people can see. I take them straight from Discord. And this way I can highlight who it is. Okay, so today's Discord question comes from our boy Charlie. Everyone knows Charlie. For good reasons, of course. Charlie's been with me since like day one, or damn close. He's my boy, always helping me out. Alright, so, yep, there he is in the chat. Yep, shout out to Charlie. Alright, so, Charlie asks a really, really good question. We've talked about this before, and I that's why I'm bringing it up now. So he says, are the computer gamers who only use the keyboard truly gamers? Now, I have to break this down into a few sections. One is the phrase truly gamers. Now, I believe there is a line, but it's way on one side. Now, a lot of people will try to differentiate the what makes a gamer, you know. They'll have arguments here and there for both sides. To me, a gamer is someone who takes playing video games to a next level. If you had to throw an equivalent down, it's someone who, instead of just listening to what's popular, you know, and has like a Pandora playlist, is someone who like collects vinyl or albums, or like knows how to play the music, knows like what the backgrounds of the artists, you know, like that kind of shit. So like a gamer is someone who, like, maybe they collect games, they know the history of games, they've spent time following people, they watch people live. It's not just someone who picks up a phone and has an app on it, or like those people who just play one game and one game only, like all I play is Call of Duty, or all I play is Minecraft. No, that means you're a Minecraft player, you're a Call of Duty player, you're a Farmville player. No, gamers, but to be a gamer to me is you have to take in the full realm of gaming. You know, you can't just say I like this game or I collect shit. Like there's people that collect NES games. You're not a gamer. You just collect games. You're a collector. And there's nothing wrong with this. Don't get me wrong. There is absolutely nothing wrong with just playing one game and like, hey, this is my shit. I'm sticking to it. Cool beans, right? But to call yourself a gamer at that point, eh. So I just wanted to define that, because when we look back at the question, you'll see. Alright, so, like, I don't know what's happened with my computer, sorry. So does he say that the people that only play on a keyboard or mouse are true gamers? No, it has nothing to do with how you play it. Like I said, you can play it on the phone, you can play it on the original hardware, you can play it on emulation, you can play it on a web browser. Hell, you can play a little portable Chinese bootleg thing. It doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter what you play it on. It just matters that you're playing it. Kind of like I can have a discussion with you about Star Tropics. I heard the song. So yeah, but like if you played it on a Game Boy Advanced, it's the same game as if you played it on the NES hardware originally. It's the same if you emulated on a Retron 5. You know, it's the same game. The game is the same. So we're not judging the people based on how they consume the product. Now, the only thing that comes to mind is keyboard and mouse. There are certain games where this takes a huge effect. Like something like Call of Duty, an online shooter. You know, you can, with a mouse and a keyboard, you can pinpoint your accuracy far quicker than you can with a controller. It's just how it works. I mean, it's the nature of the beast, because you are controlling it with your hand, pinpoint. Whereas when you use a stick, you can only move it in a direction. You're not pinpointing. You're not going and stopping. You're moving towards something. So there's a delay. Like if I want to go from A to B, it would take a time with a joystick, but with a mice or a mouse, it'd be sitting there because you just go and stop. So, and then of course, keyboard offers more options button-wise, and it has an effect on certain games. So, to answer this question, it's definitely no. Or I'm sorry, yes. To answer Charlie's question, yes, they are true gamers. But there are instances where I think you have to separate the two worlds. For example, there are certain things you can do in Call of Duty that you can't really do with the keyboard or with the controller. So I don't think those two worlds should blend. It's kind of like, there's an example of this in baseball. Not too recently though, but about 10 years ago, all these baseball players were breaking these records from these guys back in like the 50s and shit, like Babe Ruth and all that. Well, I mean, the game changed, and that's their argument, is the game changed. The bats they use, the balls they use, the size of the fields, like just like weight training. That's what you look at. Babe Ruth, dude, he was just the Bambino. He was just a big ass dude, like he couldn't run and shit. Now everyone's like real physically trained and all that. So the game has changed. So they made different rules, or for like the Hall of Fames and stuff for that. And I really think games, if it gets to that point, should do the same. I don't think you should judge someone playing Call of Duty that uses keyboard and mouse against someone that plays with a controller. Because like I said, that's two different games. That's just like in baseball. It's like Babe Ruth versus Mark McGwire. Keyboard and mouse versus controller. They're both good at the game, and if you put them against someone else who's using a controller, and then this against someone else using the keyboard and mouse, okay, now you got a competition. But you can't do it together. Like, it's not fair. It's not fair to either one. I mean, there's pros and cons to each, So that's my theory, is yes, they're all true gamers, but it's not based on what you use to play the game. It's based on your love and your knowledge, your respect, like all these things combined that make someone a true gamer. So I want to thank Charlie for that question, and if you have a question of your own, definitely click on that link to the Discord, and next time I announce I'm doing one of these podcasts, drop your question, and if I like it, I'm gonna use it. So I want to thank everybody watching and all of you out there on the YouTubes for tuning in to the first episode of the Nerd Rage Podcast Back in Action 2020, giving you something other than bullshit COVID as entertainment. I will try to come at you with all the nerd rage news I can come up with, whether it's video games, movies, TV, Netflix, devices, reviews that I have. I always give you a Netflix review. I always have a question from the Discord. And, of course, I want to end this like I end all my streams because, well, I guess you'll just have to ask me some other time, right? Alright, guys. I'm AdamOS Retro for the NRE podcast. Go fuck yourselves. Peace.